Mosquito. The deadliest animal on Earth. Not lions, not sharks. This tiny buzzing vampire kills more humans than all wars combined. How? By being the perfect delivery drone for disease. Malaria, dengue, Zika, yellow fever. The resume of a supervillain. Every year, mosquitoes kill more than 700,000 people. That's 2 jumbo jets crashing every single day. And here's the twist. Male mosquitoes don't even bite. It's the females. They hunt blood not for fun, but to fuel their eggs. So every itchy bump you've scratched, congratulations. You just fed someone's children, nature's smallest serial killer. And we still can't live without them because ecosystems depend on these fragile murderers. But if you think that's bad, wait until you meet a fly that literally puts people to sleep forever. Tsetse Fly. Looks like a housefly, but it carries a curse. One bite and the clock starts ticking. At first, fever, headaches, flu symptoms. Then the parasite hits the brain. Victims collapse into sudden sleep, and eventually, the body forgets how to wake up. African sleeping sickness. Whole villages abandoned. Cattle wiped out. Lives erased. And the irony? This insect isn't fast, isn't strong, isn't even common. But when it finds you, it's nature's off switch. And if you thought that was strange, the next bug kills with something that looks like affection.
Kissing bug. Sounds cute, right? Like a bedtime Disney sidekick. Wrong. This kiss can kill you. At night, they feed on human faces, lips, eyes, eyelids. The bite isn't deadly, but then they poop. Yes, they poop right after biting. You scratch the itch, the parasite enters the wound, and you get Chagas disease, a slow killer that wrecks your heart, your nerves, your intestines. Millions infected across Latin America. Most don't even know until years later. So remember, this isn't a kiss, it's a contract, signed in blood. But if you thought that was disgusting, the next insect doesn't just infect you, it moves in and lives under your skin.
Botfly. Pure nightmare fuel. It doesn't just bite, it moves in. Eggs are laid on mosquitoes. Mosquito bites you, eggs slide under your skin. And then the larva begins tunneling, feeding, growing. At first it's a pimple, but then it swells and moves. Tiny hooks anchor it inside. You can't squeeze it out. It breathes through a hole in your flesh while it wriggles. Pain? Like a boiling knot under the skin. Treatment? Surgical removal, or suffocating it until it crawls out for air. It's real, it's grotesque, and it's waiting in the tropics. But if you think that was torture, meet the insect with the most painful sting on Earth.
Bullet ant. The name is literal. Stung once, and it feels like being shot. 3 centimeters long, with venom that ranks at the top of the Schmidt Pain Index, level 4+. Translation: the worst pain an insect can inflict. One scientist called it pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking on burning coals, with a 3-inch nail in your heel, and the pain lasts 24 hours. Some tribes use bullet ants for rituals. Gloves filled with ants. Boys wear them for minutes at a time, screaming, shaking, proving manhood through agony. One ant, one sting, enough to drop a grown man. And while bullet ants bring pain, the next ants bring death in armies.
Driver ants. Army ants. Millions of blind ants marching as one. Each soldier armed with jaws sharp enough to slice skin, even bone marrow. When they march, nothing survives. Not snakes, not rodents, not humans who stand still. They don't build nests. They are the nest. A living colony that moves, eats, and devours. Up to 20 million strong. A crawling tide of death. Villagers fear them, but also welcome them. Because when the army passes, it wipes out rats, roaches, every pest. Free extermination. Paid in terror. And if ants in armies are bad, wait until you meet a hornet the size of your thumb, with venom that melts flesh.
Giant hornet. The murder hornet. 5 centimeters long. Stinger like a hypodermic needle. Its venom melts tissue, destroys organs, and kills in swarms. In Japan, up to 50 people die each year. And the way they hunt? Horrific. 30 hornets can wipe out a hive of thousands. They rip wings, decapitate bees, pile up corpses in hours. It's a massacre. Even yaks have been attacked. Yes, yaks. So if you hear a deep buzzing in the forest and it's not a chainsaw, run. But let's shrink things down to a killer so small you could squash it. Yet it carried the plague that changed the world. Fleas. Tiny, almost invisible, but they ended millions of lives. They leap 200 times their size, and they carry Yersinia pestis, the bacterium behind the Black Death. The year? 1347. The result? 1/3 of Europe gone. 75 million dead. Whole towns erased. Civilization reshaped by something smaller than a grain of rice. And yes, they're still around today, still biting, still spreading. The deadliest killer in history wasn't a lion or a war, it was a flea. But while fleas destroyed civilizations, the next predator built its legacy on pure fear and silk black venom. Black Widow, not the superhero, the real one. Shiny black, blood red hourglass, nature's skull and crossbones. Its venom? 15 times stronger than a rattlesnake's. It attacks nerves, causing spasms, pain, nausea. Today, most victims survive, but before antivenom, it was a slow, agonizing death. And yes, the widow's legend is true. After mating, the female sometimes eats the male. Dinner date, with dessert included. But while the widow kills with venom, the next killer stabs with a blade and drains its victims dry. Assassin bug, a serial killer in 6 legs. It stabs with a needle-like mouth, injects enzymes, liquefies its victim, and sucks them dry. What's left? A hollow corpse. Some species even wear their victims, stacking dead ants on their backs as armor. A walking graveyard. But it doesn't stop at insects. Some assassin bugs transmit Chagas disease, like the kissing bug. Efficient, merciless, twisted. The assassin bug isn't a predator, it's a villain. And if one killer bug is bad, wait until you face an army of fiery little monsters. Fire ants. Tiny, red, relentless. One ant is nothing. A colony is chaos. Disturb them, and hundreds sting at once, all injecting venom called solenopsin. Burning, blistering, agonizing. The pain feels like hot needles. The stings swell into white pustules. And sometimes, people die from shock. Floods don't even stop them. They form living rafts, floating rivers as writhing balls of stingers. Imagine falling into that. They spread, they conquer, they don't stop. Fire ants aren't insects, they're an invasion. But the last killer on our list doesn't just sting, it moves inside you and grows. Human Botfly, the final boss of parasites. Unlike others, this one specializes in humans. Mosquito delivers the eggs. They hatch under your skin, and the larva begins to feed. At first, just a bump. Then, it moves. You feel it wriggle, see it shift. Alive, inside you. It breathes through a hole in your flesh, growing fatter every day, living in you for weeks. And the only way out? Cut it out, or suffocate it, until it crawls free. It's grotesque, it's real, and it proves one thing. The deadliest monsters on Earth aren't the biggest. They're the ones already living under your skin. See in the next video. Osprey, also called the fish hawk. At first glance, it looks like just another eagle, but this bird is specialized, almost engineered for one purpose: hunting fish. If you watch till the end, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, hit the bell, and comment which insect you think is the most deadly.